this former Black Stars player has actually been training for the wrong reasons, very sad reason in Ghana now. He goes by the name Edwin Gyimah. I know most of it will actually be following the story, but then if this is your first time of hearing about this football player or this ex Black Stars player, I'm actually going to enlighten or give you a little bit of enlightenment about this player you're seeing right here on the screen. He was actually born on the 9th of March 1991, and he is from Sekendi Takrady in Ghana, and he plays as defensive midfielder and a defender. He actually played for the national team of Ghana between the year 2012 and 2016, and he also earned around 8 to 9 caps, and he was actually part of Ghana's squad during the 2015 AFCON, that's African Cup of Nations, where Ghana finished as runners. Edwin Gyimah actually had most of his success playing in South Africa, and he did a little bit of playing in Europe as well. He played for SuperSport United, and he also won domestic trophies. He also played for Orlando Pirates, Bidvest and Black Leopards respectively. He also played in Sweden as well. So that's a little bit of knowledge about Edwin Gyimah, former Black Stars player who is now struggling to get his 8-bedroom apartment back from his own parents. But today we are not going to talk much about the struggle he's going through to get the 8-bedroom apartment from his parents. That has been one of the stories that has actually been trending for some time now, and he's been able to take his spirits to one of the radio stations in Ghana where they've been able to intervene to get back his property for him. Well, let me just gist you about the whole genesis of the issue, because we will not be able to bring you stories concerning this very guy right here on this channel. So I'm actually going to take you through briefly before we go back to the beautiful woman you're seeing on the screen, who has been of support and has actually been of help to Edwin Gyimah during all these difficult times. Well, according to Edwin Gyimah, 2 years ago, an agent actually wrote something about him, and for him, he never knew that what the agent actually wrote about him is actually going to affect his career. And fast forwarded, everything came to halt, everything came to standstill when his contract actually got terminated. He's not been able to get any club to play for any longer, and he's been able to get about 21 contracts within the past 2 years, but none of them has been successful entirely. So he's been struggling to get back to his feet as to things to do to keep on going. But he realized that things were not actually working well, so he decided to contact his sister and his mother back at home, so that if there's any help they can be able to offer him, then they would actually proceed and give him that necessary help that it's needed on their part to help him. But it turns out to be that they were only interested in his 8-bedroom apartment that he actually built in Ghana. 8-bedroom apartment. That is what they actually interested in. So his sister decided that she's actually going to offer him 25,000 Ghana cedis. That's what he actually went to explain in Oripa FM. Well, I would actually be leaving the main video at the end of this explanation, so that those of you who understand Tree can get to listen from he himself when he actually visited Oripa FM. So she decided that she's actually going to offer him 25,000 Ghana cedis, but then he has to actually bring his paper, that's the documents, that is the house documents. He actually has to bring the house documents. He thought of it that, no, why would I have to actually give you my house documents before you can be able to give me the necessary support or necessary help? Because he also believes that what is actually affecting me is something spiritual, which is not physical. So he decided that he would have to seek advice from his parents, and if there's any help they can actually offer him, then they can actually proceed and do that. But his mom also said that she has nothing to offer, or she cannot be able to help him. And fast forwarded, she said the sister also sent a voice audio which indicates that she would actually offer 50,000 Ghana cedis, 50,000 Ghana cedis, and that can be able to help him. But then he still has to bring his house documents that they can be able to use to deal with the rest of the things. And he said no, he's not going to do that. And it turns out to be that they are once again only interested in his house. So he said he's not going to do that. So they have decided not to give him access, because they claim they heard Edwin Gyimah had wanted to sell the property. So they are actually not going to hand over the property to him. And when Edwin gets back to Ghana, he has no access. They've not granted him access to his own properties, his own 8-bedroom apartment. They've denied him access. Thanks to the intervention of Oripa FM, they did a very great job by actually intervening to go get his house. But they've given his mother and his sister 6 months duration to vacate the house. And according to Edwin Gyimah, there is absolutely nothing in the house that belongs to them. So when they are going, they have to, just pack their bag and leave the house without picking anything. But then this woman did a very great job. Well, amidst all these struggles, this back and forth with his family, his wife, who majority of us knows nothing about, just recently that we start hearing about her when this issue pops out, has been able to stand her grounds by accommodating Edwin and their children in her parents' house. There is this thing about footballers that we always talk about, where most people say that women only follow them when they have money. Once they realize that there is nothing juicy or there is nothing good coming out of the footballers again, they leave them to their fate to go struggle, and it also gets their other parts and go forth. But then that is different in the case of Edwin Gyimah's wife. She's been able to accommodate Edwin during all these struggles. Her parents have been able to make sure that Edwin would get a place to lay his head whenever he comes to Ghana, whilst he struggled to get back his property. That is a sign of a good wife. That is a sign of a good partner. That is a sign of till death do us apart. That is the meaning of all I'm actually seeing right here in this case. Well, if your own parents can be able to be this wicked to you, to kick you out of your house, your own sibling, your own mom, your own sister can be this wicked to kick you out of the house, and somebody whom you've decided to confide in as a partner, a wife, has been able to accommodate you, she also deserves the applause. She also deserves the highlights than what Edwin Gyimah is actually going through. Well, viewers, if this is your first time of visiting our channel, we pleading with you to actually hit on the subscription button, turn on the post notification bell, that whenever we upload new videos, you will be the first person to get an alert on your device. Well, once again, it's going to be a little bit of changes right here on our platform here, just because the system keeps flagging most of our videos that we posting concerning Bobo. So those of you who loves Bobo, who loves entertainment, we're still gonna do Bobo, we're still gonna do entertainment right here on this channel, but then it's going to be a blend of the two, or a blend of all these things. We would actually be bringing your way right here on this channel. It's going to be entertainment, it's going to be trending issues, it's going to be developmental issues, and it's actually going to cut across all angles right here on this channel, because the system is not actually favoring us when we actually post videos on this platform. You guys have been able to help us to get this channel monetized, and we wouldn't want to lose that, and we wouldn't want to get this channel taken down just because of how they flagging it. So we just doing a little bit of adjustment so that we can still be in the game and also be bringing you back-to-back content right here on this channel. So this is how it's actually going to turn out to be right here on this channel. Henceforth, whilst we will be giving you the Bobo and the entertainment aspect too as well. So those of you who understand tree, kindly go and listen to this video from Edwin Gyimah so that you can get to understand what's actually happening from the beginning of the whole story up to where it's actually got into right now. But once again, thanks to this beautiful lady you see on the screen, who has actually been able to be of a great support to our brother by actually supporting him throughout all this journey. Until then, the name remains Christopher Ebenezer. This is how far I've brought you. Relax and watch the video from Oripa FM.
Especially na minuanom nti bibia mi bia no eye won ene mi gina so e de ye na along the way no mini agent bi wo ekronim enya akasakasa kakra ena obetro bibi fa me ho na de no otro fa me na me fin se ebia enye bibi en ha me carry ano, but me hu se ama impinifo atwe omo afiri me ho ndamfo atwe omo afiri me ho, even though me busia fo kra me no me bo omo nyina obi anso atwe omo afiri me nso baby omuti edan omuti 8 bedrooms na misi ya omuti na mesere omo se mesere mo the way anyuma si bi kono is a industry no a sideline de me na ama season obi entimi ma me opportunity bi ama me njira
so unya ball ni bi mbo
menye bi mbo kra contract no eba na eko last 2 years mitimi counted 21 contract
Yes, a born here fausa.
We ban no ko.
Now Jan na so pa ho. Defender na say midfielder.
Defender na midfielder and so. Nti me di to monim na me ba Ghana me momi se onim bo bi o de bo me sisters phone so munim bebia munim de ombeye ana me beni nam ha na me sa koe na me sa ba bi the same thing no mo ka kire me
nti obi ase onim mo na nka wo pesika fa mu mo ana
me pocho na de na ekona eye e kan sen se bia no mo na akwa bi se sunsum ade bi ana afin so na me nsumi nya ahoɔden bi agina so because na ma hoɔden kɔfom kakra
football mu
because na me wɔ mpanifo bebra me no mo kasa ba ekire me no mo kasa obi amfi me ti me baaye no na me di betu momi mu eche me sister frame na me wɔ me sister frame ana me ne kasa na o say o ma me 25,000 na me say some document a dying documents din fa me send a dying documents in bro mo ena me tana se dream one am se da bi ene why not say me member maybe I can do something more than that me bedru ye no ana odi too many true voice message say o ma me 50,000 Ghana cedis na me say some dying documents enko nidim e free from January na me buy no ma abesi ene me ni nam rough memba abagana omo mire epopi emo nchen me nwan mo dadan nim me sister eni ni kunu e wo dan nim ne nemba me sister me real sister so wo ekunu wo me so me ni nanam ma me ni o maka obi enfi me de o mo kan say me say me pese me tumi maame na me ton edan no na nya no so na enya sa abotan no so na ewo mitirim nti de mesrama me ba say mesrama mun kebem because already no ma enim gwase no maje enim gwase no akame me anka se me page o info nyina akame me nim de meye
Edwin me Edwin ne yire na se enene ma momfa nto so mayen ba bia sisia no Edwin ne yire na se ne ma etie hona obehu Edwin ne ma yetu what ba kokura to ono ankasa Edwin Gyimah.
Oh nice.
Oh baba so ye pani na little Edwin Gyimah. Ansa na ye be commander hobium no. Momfa sa video no nto so. Ye kosa nase a waje no nti Edwin ninsemo na ejina hoyi. Edwin ne ba ne boy ne ba ketwa ene boy little Edwin Gyimah. Edwin ne ba ketwa no ne ba bani ena ne yire ene gina ho no ti anopai so yebo hwi edifa ho ko hu se Edwin abusua no kra omo te sen adwuma pa na se nimpon enso aye agene nananom ne ba tena fi ho no so no na eso ani papa
ase unyame nhyirawo Edwin da wase akoma pa wunyaye so ba ya wodi ba bi kura de ne tinito no wa ma ne yire ene ne mazo so aka oba bia asu bia aka de obeka ne se me de wanya be ware me ba no edi ba bia wo ne wo yire ene o ma betena de me mfa ho nanso asepaye wa ya de ai da chi bia me nu se adre to ka ya obasa twere kire asepaye aso wa ya de wa ya se fe
obecho me ire busia from me da se
wa ya amira busia for wa ya de me hia mo anka me ye den wa ya de
na mtabili so obecho efie nipa
efie